move on to some space news now, and we've covered the billionaires going into space in previous episodes, but now SpaceX has launched its Inspiration 4 mission, first ever all-civilian flight to space, doing, I don't know how many orbits around the Earth in 3 days, fully automated. I'd have to say, by accident, really, I just happened to have a feed going at the time. I caught some of the live footage, and it was quite exciting. And the thing that I liked about it was that they can strap these, high-res cameras onto these rockets now, and it's like it's like the Mars rover landing or whatever it is. It's like you're part of the mission now, whereas before, we only got the grainy sort of black and white images beamed back over TVs, etc. So I thought it was quite another exciting example of it, and I actually thought it was a more interesting example. Yeah, the Bezos and Branson thing had the flair because it was them or whatever, but the fact that this is actually, and yes, okay, there's a billionaire amongst these 4 civilians, but at least it's got a little bit more of a bad pun, but a down to earth sort of aspect to it, I guess.
Well, you're assuming they make it back.
Yeah.
But that aside, look, on the positive note, this is brilliant. This is the sort of thing that connects us with a future in space. This is what normalizes trips into space. And in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, chances are we will all have an opportunity. It's amazing. And, to think that our children or their children may live and work in space is also very exciting for some of us anyway, like me.
Yeah.
But, that aside, I thought on the downside, watching a billionaire place a bet on, like in space, it's a little bit indulgent and probably a little bit unnecessary, and kind of sets up space for wankers, if you were to ask my opinion. Not that I think he is, he just did a wankerish thing, but so there are two sides of the coin here, but very exciting to think that really a 3-day space holiday is getting close. I mean, anyone can do it today if they have the money.
Indeed. And the other, from a technological point of view too, it's the reusable technology that I find interesting with this stuff too. And although I guess it's still in its infancy or whatever, they'll eventually get better and better, etc. as they do it. The fact that it's not wasted in that respect is a really good thing. It bodes well for the future in that respect.
Oh, look, it's amazing. So the actual space trip itself, the launch, and the actual trajectory of the flight is 1960s technology. So it truly is nothing by today's standards. They did it in the 1960s. They're just doing it again today.
Yeah.
What is amazing is the craft, exactly as you've said, reusable technologies on that first stage. And then, the way they've built this new craft with automatic systems, big windows, magnificent views. It's creating a real experience. It's creating a real human presence in space. And even though it's really only low Earth orbit, it's still a magnificent thing.
Absolutely.